Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to the one word series where we look at the impact of a single word on an ayah from the Quran. Today's verse is from Surah A'raf, verse number 175. Allah says, وَاتْلُوا عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ الَّذِي آتَيْنَاهُ آيَاتِنَا فَانْسَلَخَ مِنْهَا فَأَتْبَعَهُ-الشَّيْطَانُ فَكَانَ مِنَ الْغَاوِينَ. In this verse, Allah talks about people who are given Allah's guidance, who are given guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yet they detach themselves from the guidance. They avoid the guidance. فَانْسَلَخَ مِنْهَا, Allah says, فَانْسَلَخَ مِنْهَا, that the person receives the guidance and then he detaches himself from the guidance of Allah. Now, what happens after he detaches himself is atba'ahusy-syaithoon, that shaitan is then able to pursue him. Shaitan is able to get to him. فَكَانَ مِنَ الْغَاوِينَ, and so he goes and he becomes amongst those that are lost. Now in this verse, the word insalakha is used, and that's the word I'd like to highlight today. Insalakha is usually translated as to detach oneself. And the Arabs, they actually used to use insalakha for a little bit more than that. So in their day-to-day activities, the Arabs would use insalakha to mean taking off one's garments. And so what do garments do? What do clothes do? If I am in hot weather, then clothes, they protect me from the heat. And if I'm in a cold area, then my clothes protect me from the cold. Now if I was in Antarctica and I decided to take off my clothes and allow my body to be affected by the cold weather, then someone would think I was insane. Someone would be thinking, why are you taking your clothes off and leaving yourself defenseless and leaving yourself unprotected? And so the Arabs used to use insalakha for removing clothing, essentially removing one's protection from the elements. And so this verse, if I was to translate it again using this newfound translation or this newfound definition, I would translate it as Fansalakho minha, that this person detaches himself from the protection which the signs, which the verses of Allah provide, which the guidance of Allah provides him. فَأَتْبَعَهُ-الشَّيْطَانُ, and as a result, shaitan is allowed to pursue him. Because when the fort is defenseless, then the intruders can invade. And so shaitan is now allowed to pursue him, and eventually he is amongst those that are misguided. And so from this we learn that we have to hold tight to the verses of Allah. We have to hold tight to the guidance that we receive from Allah, and that we should appreciate what He has given us. Because if we let it go, then that leaves us open to an attack from shaitan, from the devil. And so I ask Allah that He protects us from shaitan. I ask Allah that He helps us to hold tight to His verses and to His guidance. And finally, I ask Allah to help us appreciate and understand every single word from the Quran. Jazakumullahu khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.